Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Rachel, this is my art desk, and today I'm going to be sculpting with a Monster Energy drink can and make something a little bit more exciting to add to my collection. So first step to take this Monster Energy drink can into a true monster, we're gonna have to do some surgery. I'm gonna have to cut this can open so I can put clay on the inside. And so I have to decide how I want to go about doing that. This one, I cut the can in half all the way around. I took this top half of the can, raised it up, and then sculpted in the space. This one, I just sculpted out the top. This one, I cut almost all the way through and bent it backward. He's got a little candy apple in his mouth because this is the candy apple crisp flavor. And it just sits in there and rolls around. It's kind of funny. But I didn't cut this one all the way through. The monster's just kind of popping out of the can. But this one, I almost think instead of the can being the monster, I think I want the monster coming out of the can. I might cut it on a diagonal like this. And so have the two halves kind of like poof, something like that. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to decide real quick though. How do I want to do that? As I am adding rocks to a ball of tinfoil just to help keep this weighted down. Just like that. Perfect. And now I'm gonna fill the top with foil as well, but I'm not gonna add any rocks because I don't want to add any weight up here. Okay, so now that both the top and the bottom are packed tight with foil, we can start kind of forming and doing the initial sculpt on here, I think. Okay, I think this is the angle that I'm kind of looking for. So I'm gonna take my barbecue sticks I have here and just break them and use them as a support. I'm gonna stab it down into the foil here and then up into the foil so it'll kind of act as the skeleton of the structure. A little bit like that. It's hard to show this process because I'm looking at everything from the side here, but you guys are all looking at it from the top. So sorry if it's hard to see some of these steps. Just packing this foil all the way around that skewer the best I can. Okay, I think that's pretty good as far as prepping the can with the armature. And it's pretty sturdy with those rocks in the bottom. So my next step is going to be making the teeth, and I'll show you on this other can that I've done. I sculpted and baked each of these before I inserted them into the gums of the monster. I used this translucent Sculpey clay, so they kind of have that yellowish but almost kind of translucent look to them. And I think that's just the perfect clay for teeth. So I'm gonna go ahead and sculpt and bake a bunch of teeth. I'm not sure how many I'm gonna use, but I might as well just prep a bunch of them. Okay, I think that's enough to get me started. So I'm gonna go ahead and pre-bake these so that way they are ready for the actual sculpture. So now I'm working on the hands of the monster. I'm building up with clay and those barbecue skewers as well as toothpicks, and I'm trying to form the fingers and get some joints added in there. Hands are honestly the hardest thing for me to sculpt. They're the hardest thing for me to draw. They're just so complicated. But because the monster logo is like the 3 tears in the can, I decided I wanted this monster to have 3 fingers. So I went ahead and pre-baked those. Now I'm filling the can with some black clay. I chose to switch over to black clay because once I add the teeth in, it's going to be really hard for me to get a paintbrush back in there. And then I insert the hands through the clay into the tin foil and blend that black clay up into the pre-baked hands. That way everything is seamless. And now I'm playing dentist. I am fitting the teeth in the gums of the monster and just kind of doing a test fit, trying to see if I want a tongue in there or not. I decided not to. And now I'm using some bakeable clay adhesive to just help those teeth stay in there, make sure they aren't gonna fall out as soon as this monster is baked. Once I'm happy with how the teeth are looking, I move on to just the last few details. I decided to sculpt some of the monster oozing out the top and in the cracks along the edges of the can as well. And then once all the details are set in place, this can is ready to be baked. Alright, the pop can is out of the oven, so it's completely cured now. And that is looking so cool. Oh gosh, I love how this is turning out. I did sculpt a couple of little drips coming out of the pop can and out of the cracks here. I think I'm gonna paint his hands black and then do like a lime green dry brushing on it. I think that would look really cool. So I think I'm ready to break out the paints now. So let me get that set up and we'll get to painting. This might be kind of hard for the camera to pick up the texture of this until I do the dry brushing on top. But I'm just making sure I get all the little areas of clay, all the little divots painted in first. And then once I start dry brushing, you'll be able to see the texture of this clay a lot better. I want to start off with a black base because my idea for this monster was for it to be like a xenomorph or venom type of creature coming out of the can. So once the hands are painted black, I'm going in with this small paintbrush to get in between the teeth and cover up any of that bakeable adhesive that I had used to hold the teeth in. Alright, now I'm just going to wait for that layer to dry and we can start with the dry brushing. Now because I took the time while sculpting to make sure all of the texture was just the way I wanted it, this painting process goes really fast because all I'm doing is highlighting the work that I've already done. So I'm taking that lime green color on a mostly dry brush. I've wiped most of the paint off of it once I load it up, and it just touches the ridges of the clay. So the deep inset crevices stay black, and then that pop of lime green is on the top, and it makes for a really cool, like, slimy look to it. And I wanted it to pop just a little bit more, so I'm going in with a yellow just to brighten up those highlights even more, and I think that is just like the chef's kiss. Now I'm giving this little monster a manicure and painting his nails dark black. Because I want this monster to look slimy, I'm adding a glossy varnish all over, including inside the mouth and the teeth as well. And that's the last step. So let's go check out the final product. Thanks so much for watching this Halloween edition of Sculpt with me. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Now go make some art and I will see you next time.